Hey all, how you doing? Did you know that in the United States, currently there are almost 500,000 construction jobs available? Did you know that you can get into the construction industry with no experience? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you tips on how to do just that. And if you stay to the end, I'm going to give you some advice that will guarantee yourself to rise to the top of any applicants so you can land that first construction job. Now, did you know the median salary in the country for a construction worker is about $60,000 a year? Most of those jobs also come with benefits that equate to about an additional $10 an hour or an additional $20,000 a year to cover things like medical insurance. Now, of those 500,000 jobs that are available, tens of thousands of those jobs are in the unionized construction industry. Now, the average salary for a union worker is approximately $70,000 a year. And their benefits packages are typically much better, on average about $20 an hour worth of medical and retirement benefits. So how do you get into the construction industry, you may ask? Well, there are several ways that you can get into the construction industry. One of them is if you're still in high school and you're lucky enough to have a high school that still has a shop class or a technical education course of some type in construction, I highly recommend you take as many of those as possible. And sadly, a majority of the high schools across the country cut those programs from their curriculum many years ago. However, some still have them, and they are coming back into high schools as the country is recognizing the need of skilled labor and the shortage that this country is experiencing as a result. Now, that's how I got into construction. My high school had a shop class and other technical educational courses. The one in particular, we built a house from the ground up. During school hours, we would leave campus for the last 2 periods of the day, go build a house, and from the ground up, foundation to roof to everything. And one of the key parts of the importance of that was that it gave me that experience to then just go right out and get a job as a framer for a construction company. I didn't have to be a laborer to learn the trades, and I'll get into what a laborer is in just a minute. But I was all set to go to college. I was going to be an engineer, and I started working construction as a summer job, and went to college for a couple years, and I was making so much money during the summer. I realized that I wanted to do this for a living. And so by the time I was 25, I was making so much money in the construction industry, I'd already bought my first house. So this can be very, very lucrative for you and your family. Now, if you don't have that opportunity in your high school, or you're already out of high school, there are other options. Now, one, you can become a laborer. And basically a laborer is an individual that maybe doesn't know anything about construction, but they will get hired on. Typically you're going to do a little bit more of the grunt work for the construction company. But as you're there over the course of a year or two, you will work with other skilled, trained carpenters, electricians, plumbers, and you will learn a particular trade. And then after a period of time, depending on how you apply yourself, then you can either be promoted within that company or find a construction job in one of the various different trades that you've been trained in. Another potential opportunity is you could get hired on with a union company, and they will put you through an apprenticeship program. Now, the beauty of this and being a laborer is you get paid while they train you. So you still have a job. It's not going to be the $60,000 a year salary, but a majority of laborers, apprentices, on average in the country, make anywhere, depending on where you live, from $30,000 to $50,000 a year. So it's still good money, especially when you're getting free training to getting paid to get training. Another option is you can go to a trade school. Now that does cost money, of course. and you're not getting paid to go to school, and you're not working while you're in school. The benefit of a trade school, though, however, is similar to if you had an experience like I did when I was in high school. You get to learn the trade, so when you get out of that trade school, then you're applying for that position as a plumber, as a carpenter, electrician, instead of having to go through that labor or apprenticeship aspect to learn one of the trades. And then maybe you're already in construction and you want to advance your career. One great thing that you can do, many schools offer night classes. You can take courses in construction management or building codes, and that will serve you very well for knowing more about the trade that you're in, the codes and regulations that guide that construction aspect, and that will help you advance, maybe become a superintendent someday of a construction company, which, they make well over six figures, regardless of where you are in the country. The majority of those jobs make anywhere from about $120,000 to over $200,000 a year for larger construction companies. Now, before I go, I'd mentioned I want to provide you with some advice on how to land that construction job. It can be difficult for managers sometimes to, pick people out of the crowd that have no experience, and knowing which person is going to be the best fit and is going to want to learn and be a benefit to their company. So as a manager, I always look for those traits and aspects in an individual. I mean, did you do more than just apply for the job? Did you research the company that you were applying for? Did you do any other research on construction to try to learn anything? Well, there's some great online courses, free online courses, that can teach you various aspects about construction. So if you have no experience and you want to learn before you go applying for those jobs, do some research. I'm going to put a link down below right here in this section of the video. It's a link to construction site safety. And this is a free site. It'll teach you various safety aspects of different construction activities, and it will provide you with certificates that you can add to your resume to show that you have the knowledge of construction site safety and that you've taken these classes. Most of them are about 2 or 3 hours each online. And there are resources online to learn about construction aspects themselves. So this link that I'm putting in right here will take you to that site. Again, it's a free online site, and it goes through so many different construction activities and aspects of construction. It also gives you certificates of completion, and it is a great resource for you to learn more about construction. And this can be applied even if you're currently in construction, because that is one of the things that will help advance you in your career, is learning more about your craft. Don't just show up to work every day and hammer those nails or pull that wire. Learn about why and how things work, and you will advance yourself in your career rapidly. As I mentioned, we are losing far more skilled labor people in the construction trades that are coming into this industry every year, which vastly increases your opportunities for advancement if you choose to apply yourself and you want to learn the next levels within the industry. You can become a foreman, a superintendent, you can even become your own contractor and run your own company. There is so many opportunities out there in the construction industry that just have supported me and my family for many, many years, and I'm thankful that I can give back. So I look forward to being your mentor. So if you have questions, feel free to leave them in the chat. I will either respond to you personally or utilize those to make other videos to help as many people as I can, to teach them about the construction industry, build our industry back up where it once was. The construction industry is the heartbeat of the economics in this country, as well as other countries around the world. So without it, our economy is going to continue to struggle. So I want to thank you for spending time with me today. My name is Jeff. It's been a pleasure. Please like and subscribe. Hit that little notification bell, so as I put out other videos, you'll get free tips and insights on how to improve yourself and get into the construction industry. If you missed my last video, it should be showing up right about here. And my next video will be on about how to become a building inspector. So I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.